Alright, before we get on with today's episode, I want to give one massive shout out to our Patreon community. That's the one people send you money at the end of every month, which I now see Dave has been ignoring completely. Dave, where do you think all that premium cat food you enjoy comes from, eh? Maybe a few behind the scenes photos from time to time wouldn't hurt, wouldn't you say? Anyway, thank you guys very much. Even though there aren't a lot of you, it makes a world of a difference to see that people appreciate what we put out. So, thank you. Alright, moving on now. Welcome back to Long Way Home, everyone. The place where getting your motorcycle news is easier than getting Dave to pull his own weight, but not by much. What do you do when you're Triumph? The stars have actually been smiling down on you lately, no major scandals. You've come out with some pretty successful models, people like your bikes, but you get bored. Well, you remove a bike from your lineup and replace it with the same bike, just different badging. Say hello to the 2021 Triumph Tiger 850 Sport. It's like a Tiger 900, but exactly the same in almost every way. Stick around while we see what Triumph is actually up to. Triumph already has the top of the range, large, expensive, packed with electronics segment of the market, cornered with their Tiger 1200 range. They also have the midweight segment covered with their Tiger 900 range, which has received a very warm welcome since being released. They make quality products, they change with the times when needed. I mean, who else has GoPro integration built in directly to their bikes? The most popular action camera among motorcyclists. The one place where they were lacking was more inexpensive entry-level bikes for beginners or first-time riders, and they started off very well in October of this year with the launch of the Trident, an under $8,000 roadster designed from scratch, which didn't shy away from modern electronics and would make for a great beginner bike. In their adventure touring segment, however, they took a page out of BMW's book, since the 750 GS is pretty much the same as an 850 GS, but with a few differences to make it more accessible. So Triumph took the base Tiger 900, scratched off the 900 and penciled in 850 instead. The Tiger 850 Sport is what Triumph hopes to be a great, accessible, road-biased bike. The engine is the same 888cc's triple powering the Tiger 900 range, but Triumph did, however, downgrade it a little by modifying the fueling map, so it only puts out 84 horsepower instead of the 94 on the Tiger 900. This is a dedicated tune just for the 850 Sport, and the good news, for Europeans at least, is that it's also A2 license compatible. This means absolutely nothing for the Americans, but in Europe, it's a big deal since young A2 license holders can now start their motorcycling career on a Tiger, and this was most probably Triumph's motivation behind the new bike. Triumph also says power numbers are peak power numbers, and the differences when compared to the Tiger 900 will only be felt at the top end of the RPM range, where the bike doesn't really spend a lot of its time. The chassis remains unchanged from the Tiger 900, a newly designed chassis with a bolt-on rear subframe and a seat height of either 810 or 830 millimeters. What's interesting to see on an entry-level bike is the quality of the kit. Braking power comes from Brembo's Dilemma calipers married to 320mm discs. These are usually found only on premium bikes and not on starter peasant bikes. Suspension as well is 45mm upside down Marzocchi forks, which again don't see the light of day on beginner homeless bikes. Electronics are nothing to scoff at either. You get a 5-inch full-color TFT screen, not the large one found on the big Tigers, but remember, this bike comes in under $12,000. Ride-by-wire throttle, riding modes, daylight running lights with full LED lights all around, traction control, ABS, and even a slipper clutch to help out the beginners complete the package. The Tiger 850 Sport will be available on dealership floors from January 2021, and it will come in two new paint jobs, Graphite and Diablo Red, or Graphite and Caspian Blue. For under $12,000, the Tiger 850 Sport is a whole lot of value if you want to start up on a mid-sized bike, with plenty of premium kit and electronics on it. I think Triumph made a very clever decision here to get a lot more butts onto their seats, and it will definitely pay off for them in the long and short term. But what's your take on it? Has it made you even remotely interested in getting a Triumph, or were you hoping for something completely different as an accessible option from them? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's the show for today, everyone. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming one of our Patreons to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.